Hello and welcome to RGS Registering and Navigating a Project. In this tutorial I'll be guiding you through how to create a new project in RGS and then once approved, navigate the project workspace. On the left menu of the RGS homepage, select Create Project. This will launch the Create Project form. Ideally, this form should be completed by the Coordinating Principal Investigator or CPI, so that projects are not duplicated within RGS and the person completing this form is named as the CPI throughout the project. If the project registration has been delegated to another project member acting as the CPI, the position will have to be changed prior to signing or submitting any forms. Guidance regarding this is provided at the top of the form. Click OK to proceed. Your details will be populated at the top. Select the jurisdiction where the project will be conducted. This will help filter site selection and the type of single ethical review you can select within the project. For example, selecting WA Health only allows only selection of WA Health single ethical review, whereas interjurisdictional allows you to select National Mutual Acceptance. Then add the project sites that will be reviewed by the Lead Human Research Ethics Committee or HREC. Only one site needs to be added on registration. Additional sites can be added later. If you can't find a site, click here to contact RGS support. Sites that are outside either the jurisdiction of WA Health, HREC review or National Mutual Acceptance, NMA HREC review are not added here. For example, private organisations or university sites, unless they have an agreement with WA Health to undertake an ethical review on their behalf. If you're not sure, contact the Ethics Office. Sites can be added one at a time or multiple sites at the same time. Select the jurisdiction, your organisational type, the region, and then select the site. You can add one site at a time, or you can add all sites or remove them if you've added them in error. You can add one site at a time, which will be populated here, or multiple sites. And even in different jurisdictions. If you've added a site in error, you can always select it and remove it. Next, you'll complete the project details. You can hover over the tooltips for guidance and enter the details. All rich text boxes in RGS operate the same. You can bold text, italicise, underline it, cut and paste in new text, as well as look at the word count and expand the text boxes. There is allowance also for symbols and numbering and dot points. RGS checks for duplicate projects to prevent the duplication of workspaces as they cannot be merged once created. Your title will be compared to other titles that are already in the system. If they're not the same one, click I wish to continue. If not, click Cancel to cancel your registration form. Continue to complete the other fields. Enter the Administrating RGO, as this will be the office that processes the project registration form. Choose any office that is affiliated with the WA Health site where you intend to conduct the project. If you're not a WA Health employee, this is where you will sign the Declaration of Confidentiality. WA Health employees don't sign these forms as confidentiality is part of the employment contracts. If you hold dual roles, for example with WA Health and a university, and you are conducting the project in your university role, you should select No and complete a declaration. You can nominate a CPI delegate to undertake most of the role of the CPI, except for signing the ethics applications forms. Enter their name here. They must already be signed up to RGS and understand their requirements for confidentiality. Once you've completed the form, select Submit. You will receive an on-screen confirmation. Form should be approved within the same or one working day. Contact the RGS support if this does not occur. Once approved, you will receive an email confirmation that your project has been approved with instructions. Your nominated CPI delegate will also receive an invitation email. They can click on the link to access the project workspace. This will take them to a task where they can accept your invitation. You can now enter your project workspace. You can find the project in My Projects and click on the PRN link to take you to the newly formed project workspace. Your name will be indicated here and you'll start to work through the process. Once inside a project workspace, each project has the same layout with a project header and tabs. The header is always visible and contains a summary of the project, as well as the ethics approval status and your role in the project. Project lifestyle chevrons also give link to the Help Wiki to assist you through the process. They change colour as you move through the project. In most cases, the tabs are listed in order that they will be completed. You will always land on the Summary tab when you enter a project workspace. The Sites tab lists all the sites where the project will be conducted. The Members tab lists all the project members, that is researchers and sponsors, that have access to the project. Project Details contains common project information that is populated across ethics and governance forms. The Applications tab contains the ethics and governance application forms and supporting documents for completion and submission. The Monitoring tab contains ethics and governance monitoring forms and supporting documents for completion and submission. You'll not be able to complete this until you have ethics approval. The Declarations tab contains any conflict of interest forms that have been completed. This is where you can add them, and any declarations of confidentiality that have been submitted. The Comments tab contains comments both project members, ethics executive officers and research governance officers have made during the review process. The Letters tab contains both review and approval letters sent by the Human Research Ethics Committee and the Research Governance Office for both applications and monitoring. When your project is finished, you can add publications in the Publications tab, as well as any research translation. The Summary tab provides information on the project, as well as the authorisation process. And the Timeline tab provides a timeline and KPIs for both ethics and governance approval for applications. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you have found it informative.